Have you heard the tale of Mike Malloy, the man no poison could destroy? Well, hark ye folks and lend an ear, as you carry on knitting or drinking beer. Born long ago in Donegal, and blessed from birth with a stomach of iron, he heard America's westward call. In the depths of the Bronx, his body's a lion. Boozing the hard stuff became his life's one great mission, and I guess his life's greatest trial was the Great Prohibition. The day finally came when he hadn't a dime, so he decided to have himself one last great hell of a time, and he knocked on the door of this speakeasy dive, where there was plenty of water to keep fish alive. "Say the password, bud," said a guy at the door. Mike's bleary eyes just glowed with alcoholic intent. "Hit the trail," said the guy, but just then he saw Mike's rubicund nose and had to relent. "You better see Lou," said a guy with a gun whose menacing looks promised no fun. Lou smirked, then spat, and all he would say was, "The guy needs a break. I guess he's okay." "Your poison?" said the bartender with a sinister leer. "It's all on the house, so make it stronger than beer." "Could I have some of that?" the Irishman asked, pointing his finger at a bottle of bourbon. Its label had on it a dervish with his face masked beneath a lurid fire-red turban. "I can see at a glance," the bartender remarked. "You sure are a man of impeccable taste." Then a guy behind barked, "Get out the fancy talk, Joe. I got business to do." "Say, mister, it's not often we have a gentleman like you grace this joint with his honorable person. Say, you fellas back there, we've got a guest, so quit cursing. I think it's high time we were introduced. Tony Marino's the name. Meet my friends. Dan and Frank, quit that damn fool game. Come and meet, pardon me, Mr. Malloy's my name, Mike Malloy." "Well, Mike, I'd like you to meet Joe Murphy. Want to be on the right side of that boy. See, he serves the juice and kind of plays the part of mother. Say, Joe, your dad came from Ireland, too, and Mike sure does look mighty like your ma's kid brother." "Yeah, her maiden name was Malloy. Small world, is it not? You two must be related." Now, Joe's got a mighty soft spot for Irish relations, and you'll be interested to know he can be mighty generous with the credit. Joe was a chemist once, which is useful. They call it illicit. He just distills it. Meet Francis Pasca, an undertaker by profession. That's the line that ain't been too badly affected by the economic depression. Now, Dan over there sells fruit and vegetables on a stall down at the dock. That's why the burgundy's from tomatoes and the squash in the huck. Frank Manzella, hi Frank, is a doctor, which helps, and you see that guy in the chair picking his teeth, kind of tall and bony. He's involved in the disposal business, and most people around these parts just call him Tough Tony Bastoni. Now, Mike, you certainly strike me as the responsible, level-headed type. And I'd bet my bottom dollar I could do you a big favor. As an insurance broker with wide experience, I'd say the time was ripe for you to give yourself maximum cover. Frank stopped coughing and pass over the liquor with the soybean flavor. Now, Tony was the kind of operator that never slackened his pace when it got business to transact. From a smart leather attache case, he produced a bewildering array of booklets and papers. Joe passed the bottle under Mike's nose so as he'd inhale its strong vapors. "Now, Mike, I'd like a few details, please. When and where were you born?" "I think it was Donegal Island. I disremember the rest, but I could have sworn I had my 60th birthdays a few years back." Making allowances for wear and tear, Tony assessed Mike's age as being 54, taking good care not to stretch credibility beyond the point it could bear. As to Mike's occupation, there was a slight problem to overcome, since, precisely defined, it would have been professional bum. But since Mike had once served customers in a store, Tony thought store manager would settle the score. Mike was single, so somebody would be needed to put in a claim should anything happen to Mike, whose next of kin turned out to be, surprise, surprise, bartender Joe. Thus it transpired that Joe would be the principal beneficiary on the day Mike expired. An $800 policy was obtained from Metropolitan Life, Inc., 2 more from the Prudential, each about $500, I think. Tony also interested Mike in a $6,000 double indemnity clause against death by accident, with a concessionary premium for guys working in stores. "But how shall I manage my monthly payment?" asked worried Mike as he was about to sign. Tony, replenishing Mike's glass, said, "Till you found your feet, Mike, that worries mine." "But I thought insurance was for fellas with 10 kids to support," said Mike. "Not for drunken bachelors like me." "Wrong," came Joe's retort. "If anything should happen to you as a result of an accident, now with a double indemnity clause, I'll make dead sure the $6,000 paid out will go to a very charitable cause. See, this kid brother of mine's a priest who runs an old people's home, and he being influential would have a memorial set up to you in Rome." "Then it would be a Catholic home, would it?" asked Mike, full of hope. "Catholic?" cried Tony. "Now if that place ain't Catholic, then neither's the Pope. They've got confession boxes on every floor, and mezuzahs on every door." Joe's face went bluish. "Keep your trap shut, Dan. Mezuzahs, that's Jewish." Now when Mike's mind was put at rest on the question of belief, he signed all the policies, much to everybody present's great relief. To celebrate the event, Mike was promised enough credit to make a drinking man bust. Now, it's about high time I told you that Marino ran a so-called murder trust.